A big clean-up is underway in Tolaga Bay on the east coast after flash flooding early yesterday morning left many homes, farms and beaches littered with logs and silt. Local residents say they've been raising concerns for years about the management of forestry debris, known as slash, left by loggers. They say they're lucky to have escaped unharmed after a river of forestry logs blasted through their properties. And the Gisborne District Council says it will be investigating. Our Te Manu Kōrehi reporter John Boynton is in Tolaga Bay and filed this report.
In the dark morning hours, Linda Goff and her husband Vernon were awoken by what they thought was the sound of a power transformer exploding.
We woke up because the power went off at about 3, 4 in the morning. Then we kept hearing like explosions and then we had the dogs started really going crazy.
And when they could finally see, they were surrounded by a torrent of floodwater and debris.
But what it's done, it's gone through the bottom of the barn and just smashed everything. Like we haven't got power because we have a big generator and that's just been silted right through, so we can't even turn that on, which we normally do when we lose power.
Their Pārua Road property inland of Tolaga Bay now lies in logs, trees and other debris, which has turned a gentle river next to their home into a cavernous valley. Linda Goff says the recent intensification of forestry is where the root of the problem lies.
This would not have happened if these logs were not left to be washed down into our rivers. That happens constantly with the beaches. It's ruining the whole area.
This is the third time the Goff's property has flooded, and they say they can't get insurance cover for it. Vernon Goff sums up the last couple of days in one word.
Nightmarish, really. Just, waking up this morning, it's like, it's not a dream, it's again, and it's like, oh, what can you do? Really, what can you do? You've just got to make the best of it.
He's heard it's only going to become more intensive. But before that happens, he wants the Gisborne District Council to enforce the local forestry industry to properly dispose of off material and logs. Back in Tolaga Bay, Blair Timmins says logs were flying past houses on the banks of the Uawa River yesterday. Many locals describe the normally pristine waters at Tolaga being turned into a sea of black debris.
The river was in a raging torrent, big logs coming down through the river. It started bursting the banks across the road from us, and when you went down to the sea there in front of Tolaga, it actually looked like an island full of logs, debris.
And he's surprised at how much damage inland was caused by the torrent of logs.
I mean, it rained in Tolaga, but they must have had a lot of rain up in the hills and it just all come down from up there, and yeah, it's done that much damage. It's unbelievable.
One farmer, Dean Bresnell, says locals have been raising concerns for years about the debris and have spent about 5 years petitioning the council for stricter rules on its management.
There has been meetings and huis here in Uawa regarding issues the community have raised about the amount of wood. So yeah, it's definitely been an ongoing thing, and not just here in Uawa, in lots of parts of Gisborne and the coast especially. It's definitely been raised with the council prior to this.
Environmental Services Director at Gisborne District Council, Nick Salmon, says the debris comes from 2 logging companies and the council will be investigating.
We've had over 266 millimetres of rain in a 24-hour period. So there have been landslips, but there also might have been practices in terms of what forestry companies have been doing, and we'll be investigating to see what the actual causes are. It is very much likely to be a combination of both.
A local logging company, Hikurangi Forest Farms, is one of the farms that will be investigated. Its general manager, Ian Brown, says he's puzzled at how much debris there is.
Looking at the amount of slash that's involved in this particular instance, it's beyond precedent. So we're not quite sure where this has come from or how it's been mobilised. And just the bit that we've seen is it seems to be very old logs which could have been around for a number of years.
An online petition calling for stricter controls on logging companies to protect soil from erosion and waterways from slash, set up last night by locals, has attracted nearly 1,000 signatures. In Tolaga Bay, mo te hōtaka o te ahi pōnei, ko John Boynton aho.